He once wore the proud blues of a United States Marine, a hero who saved lives in Fallujah. But decades later, that same man walked the streets of Fairhaven, Ohio. Cold, hungry, invisible, no medals, no home. No one left to remember his name, until the day he stole an apple. And fate led him right back to the man whose life he had once saved. Samuel Hayes was 67, his back bent but his spirit unbroken. Every morning he'd sling his battered duffel bag over one shoulder and wander the forgotten alleys of Fairhaven, a town that had crumbled just like him. His wife, Carolyn, had died years ago, cancer that might have been cured if the VA hadn't misdiagnosed her. After her death, Samuel donated everything they owned to her favorite animal shelter, and then simply disappeared. He survived by collecting cans, sleeping under bridges, and living on quiet kindness from strangers too gentle to look away. One bitter December afternoon, starving and weak, Samuel stepped into Paxton's grocery. He hadn't eaten in 3 days. He looked at a crate of bruised apples to 50% off. Hunger won. With shaking hands, he slipped one apple into his coat. And a roll. But before he could leave, a shout stopped him cold. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" The store owner grabbed his phone. "Police, now." Moments later, 2 officers arrived. One of them, Officer Maria Lopez, noticed the dog tags hanging from Samuel's collar. "You served?" she asked quietly. He nodded. "Long time ago, when it mattered." And so, for stealing an apple, Samuel Hayes, decorated Marine, Bronze Star recipient, was handcuffed and led away. The next morning, in a tired municipal courtroom, Samuel stood alone before Judge Thomas Whitaker. The prosecutor read the charges like a checklist. Petty theft, no address, no employment. Whitaker barely looked up. Until something fell from Samuel's file, a scratched dog tag. The judge froze, the name stamped into the metal. Samuel J. Hayes, USMC. Whitaker's mind flashed back to 2004. Fallujah, the ambush, the fire, the chaos. And the Marine who had pulled him from a burning Humvee. That Marine was Samuel Hayes. "Request a recess," the judge said abruptly. No one understood why. Behind closed doors, Judge Whitaker read Samuel's record, 3 tour overseas, Bronze Star, Purple Hearts, and a termination notice from the VA. Case closed. "No known address," the judge whispered. "God forgive us." When court resumed, his voice trembled. "This court will not proceed until Mr. Hayes's records and benefits are fully reviewed. The Veterans Legal Defense Network will represent him, free of charge." For the first time in years, someone saw Samuel Hayes, not as a vagrant, but as a man. The following week, the courtroom filled with Marines, men and women in uniform standing silently as Colonel Eric Dunham testified. The injustice done to this man is not a clerical error. It is a moral failure. When the verdict came, Judge Whitaker's voice broke. "This court recognizes Staff Sergeant Samuel Hayes as a hero whose dignity we failed to honor." Case dismissed. The gavel fell, the gallery rose, every Marine in the room saluted. And slowly, Samuel returned it, his hand trembling, his eyes shining. Outside the courtroom, a young woman pushed through the crowd, tears in her eyes. "Uncle Sam," she cried. It was Carolyn's niece, the only family he had left. She wrapped him in a fierce embrace. "You're not alone anymore," she whispered. Weeks later, Samuel's story spread across the country. His benefits restored, his back pay awarded. Fairhaven held a ceremony in his honor, a celebration of remembrance and redemption. Standing on the stage, Samuel spoke softly. "I didn't fight for medals. I fought because you don't leave your brothers behind. I only hoped someone would come back for me too, and you did." That night, sitting in the park under a quiet sky, Samuel looked at Carolyn's photo and whispered, "Found my way back, love. Just like you said I would."
Some battles are fought on the field, others in silence. Never forget the heroes who came home unseen.